and I did not get to see what monster he had in hand as well. So he's activating Nightmare, targeting Recycler, dump one, activate one effect, special summon back out the Nightmare, and he's gonna go for a Link 2.
Should be the Galatea.
And indeed it is. Using Galatea's effect, shuffling back the World Wand, and gonna set the Babble and activate it.
Just looking at Miguel's hand, looks like he has the Necro Banshee, the Glow Up Balloon. Can't tell what the spell in hand is or what the other monster is. It might be the Zombie World, though. And just looking at his list, it might be
He
the
went into
Jack Bowler.
Dingirsu. Okay.
Brett is really playing into the Super Poly play here. Probably.
Or even a lowly Nibiru.
Oh, and he got rid of his counter trap. Looks like he's
I
playing.
think is he playing two of them? Let's see. Yeah, he's playing two Crescendo and got rid of both of them.
That is quite unfortunate. He.
Gonna make the second Galatea.
I honestly forgot. Or make the IP. Does he have another special summon extender?
No. So what he's gonna do is use the Nightmare, most likely in the standby phase. Yep, there it is, and dump the skeleton. And then from there he'll be able to use Dingirsu as an interruption, and then be able to use IP with the Dingirsu as a unicorn interruption as well.
Yep, there we go. Miguel did open up the zombie world. It's tough to see what's in his hand right now.
Yep, so Miguel starts off by activating Zombie World.
And Brett nuts that rock. Normal summon of the glow up balloon.
Link it away into Linkaribo.
Now, glow bloom does banish for cost, I believe. So you're not able to call Bali Grave it. It looks like Miguel's hand is the Jack Bolin, another glow up bloom, and a Necroworld Banshee, which means he had the unfortunate top deck of the second one.
And Globoom will allow him to special summon
The main boss monster of the deck, the Doom King Baldrock. Don't really quite remember if it has to be summoned in attack or defense position.
Looks like it can come in either. Let's just make sure we verify that.
This puts Brett in a really worrying position since all of his Orcus monsters are now machines in grave. Baldrock can just chain to the activation of the skeleton to negate it, getting rid of both the interruptions that he thought he had set up.
Yes.
Quite a strong play from what seemed to be a brick.
And I'm trying to see I believe he has another glow up bloom in hand.
Yeah, Glow Up Bloom and Banshee that I can clearly tell.
Yes, and
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure
sure what
what
that
the
last
last one
monster
is.
Yeah.
From his deck list, though, I am thinking that it is the Jack Bolin.
A Jagabolin, okay.
Yeah.
See if I can pull it up and pull a picture of it.
And Brett's just rereading the effect of Doom King Baldrock. Him plus Zombie World is actually a formidable way to stop the board. he is going to be able to get the Gizmic on board, but is that a smart play? I believe the Doom
He
King Balrog is
gets to
once
use his
per
other.
chain.
Yeah. So now, I believe he's chaining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said chain. So only way to get
Um,
it on board.
this still would stop the full play because as soon as he goes for the IP's effect to be able. Oh no, he banished the target Galatea with the Doom King instead of negating. It looks like he will now negate with Doom King, leaving him with the IP on board. And a simple swing over the IP. Let's pull up the attack on Doom King.
I
I
believe it's 3,000. Can't imagine it would be less. It's actually 28. What a wimp.
28 into the 800 of the IP. So Brett, it's going to be at a 6,000 attack points after this. Miguel will now probably go into the bread and butter combo of
Vampire
the zombie
sucker.
deck.
Yes, so Brett's now at 6,000 life points.
Yeah. Miguel is now setting up the quote-unquote card of safe return for the deck
Thank
with
you,
the
Crash
Vampire
XL.
Sucker.
Yes, check that it is 2,800 attack for Doom King.
Ooh, he will
Nice.
attempt to DD Crow the Doom King. Ooh, this is really going to stall both players up. I'm not sure what is in Brett's hand. But if he does special summon something from the Graveyard, Vampire Sucker will be able to activate. Switching the Orochi into attack mode and attacking over the Vampire Sucker.
Yeah, we're able to get a nice draw card.
And Vampire
He's
Sucker
gone.
is 16, so Miguel took 1250, leaving him at math.
So what's that? So 62.
6750.
Yeah.
So Miguel should be at 6750 life points.
And there's the Jacko Bolin. So now I'm not all too familiar with this card, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. You can discard one zombie monster. Special summon this card from your hand. During your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can target one zombie monster and either play his graveyard, special summon that monster, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then banish this face-up card until the end phase. You can only use each effect of Dracoboline once per turn. So that's actually pretty good.
Alright, and he is going to activate the Link Karibo in Graveyard to get the second Glow Boom. This essentially just lets him set up the second Balrog and letting him play his game almost as if the last turn didn't actually happen. We get a nice view of Miguel's deck there. He is actually on two of the Forbidden Chalice, two Called by the Graves.
Now, he did not go for Baldrock.
Ooh, Froline's actually a good play too, because this is pretty much going to guarantee that he's going to be able to get over the Gizmek with both monsters. Has a foreign card and it's just showing translation to Brett about it. Fraulein lets you pay up to 3,000 life points per battle of a with any zombie monster happening on board to make your zombie monster gain that much attack points.
Yes, Ghost Day. I do believe both these players are table 3. I do believe they're both undefeated currently.
No, Miguel is actually not undefeated.
Miguel isn't.
Miguel came in with one of the round wide losses.
Oh, so he's one, but he's still up there, and so Brett basically got paired down.
Yep.
Okay, so Ghost Day update: Brett's undefeated, and Miguel came in with a round 1 loss.
Ooh, and the Call by the Grave on the Balrog. That's not what you want to see.
So there's gonna be
But
quite a
then
bit of back and forth here.
pop her up. Draws how many cards again?
You draw the amount that you discard,
He's gonna draw one,
and
and
that's not what he wanted to see off of that.
ooh, a
Discarding
one
the
for a
wand.
one. That is no good.
Got it at all. But because he has cards banished, I was just gonna say he can.
So World One has a second effect, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pull that up right now. I'm pulling a popper up first because I want to see that he does take 1,000 damage because he will go to Brett will go down to 5,000 life points.
And let me just pull up the World Wand. Oh, so
Oh,
he's actually summoning the World One off the World One that
so
he
it actually
sent.
made a little combo in that happening.
But having sent the World One to the graveyard means he can get his both his Galatea, or in this case, he's choosing to go with the skeleton to make the Galatea play to essentially just get his entire engine back into the state of play, which is his graveyard. Now, the one bad thing is that because they're both going to be zombies, or all monsters on the board are zombies, as soon as he attacks with one of them, Miguel is going to be able to activate the fraud line he had in hand to essentially stall his opponent out at the cost of his own life points.
So, what's this person's name? At Spectre 8K says get it Brent. So, see, Brent has some people rooting for him back at home or wherever they're watching from.
So Galatea going to be returning the wand. What does he have
He
for
has the
us, though?
return, yes.
It looks like that's the last spell trap that he can set with the Galatea, but fortunately for him, the Galatea's main effect is to return cards, and then he can set.
Yeah, so you can still get that effect off even if he didn't have anything to set, which is quite beneficial to keep the keep the plays rolling.
And there goes the skeleton, summoning the Dingrisu.
So Black Miss Prime seems to think that zombies got this match. You have any thoughts on that?
I don't know, Black Miss Prime. This is going to be quite the weird one because Miguel just got the Ngrisu off the summon with the skeleton off the effect of Jacko Bolin.
Might
Miguel's definitely taking the momentum here, but I wouldn't put it past the Orcus player. Orcus is still a very strong deck.
and he still have that Lingeribo there, so you're not worried about taking any damage from this battle with the Gizmic.
Meanwhile, while Orcus did get crippled by the ban list, it's still a playable deck. But it looks like what Brett is trying to do right now is activate the effect of Gizmic to be able to banish either the Linkariba or the Ngrisu. And he's choosing his own Ngrisu. Smart play on him. But here's where the fun starts, because as soon as he declares an attack on the Linkariba, Miguel can actually chain both effects of the monsters in hand.
He got Dingirsu jacked. Indeed, he did get his Dingirsu jacked, and had to banish him extra to get it back.
It looks like Miguel's just doing some calculations to see if he can survive the damage.
Yeah, he's just
Okay.
gonna use the effect and make it 0. So he'll take no damage.
It looks like he drew the Ash Return, not the card you want to be seeing. But the Necro.
Yeah, it's mandatory, so it has to come back. You can't miss it.
Alright, cool. Jacobolins are more powerful card for zombies than what I would have expected.
And I do believe there is a new zombie archetype coming out.
Yes, that archetype is more or less meant to be played on its own, though, based on what I understand on the first wave of support.
Yes.
They're more based around or at least their mythology is based on the Golden Maya's Aztec cities. Oh, so here we go. He's declaring attack with his Necro Banshee, thus proccing the effect of Fraulein. Fraulein will now special summon, and Miguel will choose to pay life points to boost it up. So he's going to pay 1,000 to make it 28.
Which is 50 more than Gizmic?
I believe so.
No, it's actually 350 more than Gizmic. Gizmic is actually 2400.
It's 2450. Okay.
Yeah, 2450. So let's see. Is he letting it go?
Yeah. So he will take the damage.
So he'll take the 350 going down to 4650.
Yep. So Brett would be at 4650 now. It's actually an interesting match since the Fraulein will take the whole engine and just make sure that Miguel stays alive. Just a correction on Miguel's life points, he should be at the 5750 mark, and Brett is correct on the 4650.
Yes, because he did pay $1,000 to get his Necro World Banshee to be strong enough. So
And he's using the Gizmic again. That's
this is the
actually a
third time.
brave move.
Yes.
Miguel might be in range to just deck Brett out. And
Oh,
he's
he's
going to
gonna
take it with the Jacko Bolin. And
gimme.
not sure if this happened on unphase or not, which is why Miguel might be choosing to keep the Gizmek in defense position just to protect his life points. Orchestrator return, getting rid of the World Wand.
To draw another wand? That's so. The fact that that happened again.
Ooh, that's got to be rough.
Wand for wand, back to back.
But here's where Brett can actually start taking the game back. He will be able to get the Dingirsu off the effect of the wand if he chooses so, but looks like he's going to be getting the skeleton back.
So he can link those two away and then get more than just a Dingirsu back.
Let's just take a quick look at his list. He is playing 2 Dingirsus in the extra deck. The 1-up Barricade Board Blocker, OTK Dragon, 3 Galateas, IP Nightmares of Phoenix and Unicorn, the Link Karibo, Longirsu, Topologic Bomber, Trisbania, and Cerberus. Now he is just showing him the translation again. It should be, once again, of the Fraulein, just to let him know that no matter which monster he attacks, Fraulein can pay the life points to make sure the monster stays on board.
Take a look at his Miguel's list here. Okay. Spelling that completely incorrect. Fraulein.
And Brett is choosing to make the Galatea.
So Fraulein can actually pay life points in multiples of 100, so it might not have been that he paid 1,000. He might have paid a little less just to be able to get directly over the Gizmic, so...
No, I did hear him say 1,000.
Oh, you heard him say 1,000? Okay, so...
So he's summoning the Galatea off the skeleton and choosing to make the second Dingirsu at this point. Dingirsu choosing to send the Fraulein, getting rid of the direct problem here. Miguel with 1 card in hand, it might be a bit tough for him to get out of the situation, but that's why side decks are effective in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Recycling the World Wand again, and does he have anything to set?
He has another return.
Another return.
Does he really want to keep drawing these World Wands, though?
World One off World One, man. That's what we got to keep on doing here. Actually, did he use both effects of World One this turn? Okay, it's each of the effects, though.
Yes.
Just double checking that.
Girsu attacks over.
Oh, and the Gizmic gets banished because it was summoned off the Jacobolin's effect. What was the effect of the Necro, or the attack of the Necro World Banshee? Do you remember?
I believe Necro World Banshee is 18, but because Galatea is linked, she doesn't die, so no damage taken, just a free KO on his monster.
Ooh, the instant fusion.
So Miguel pays 1,000 and goes down to 4750. this is a slugfest.
Ooh, for one of my favorite fusions of the game and one of the favorite fusions of anyone who's played GOAT, the Thousand Eyes Restrict. And invoked, I've used this with the cross sheep. Miguel, you cannot
Cannot
attack with
attack with.
it.
Oof, that was a little bit of a misplay there.
But he will be bringing the Link Haribo back with it. This might just be able to swing the momentum once again with the Jacobolin. We actually chose a very good match for the stream, it looks like. With that Pot of Desires, do you risk it? Do you have enough cards in main?
He activated.
Gizmic twice and the pot once. Miguel's last remaining card in hand is the Ash Blossom, so it might not be the best idea to do it. How many skeletons is Brett playing since he just keeps on
He just keeps getting back from
recycling the
banished.
same one?
Focused. Right there, he's playing 3.
He's playing 3 skeletons. He might have banished a couple of them off that first Desires.
But he's been going strong with his 1, reusing it over and over and over again to just keep replenishing his resources. This is such a grind match.
The Unicorn play. This looks strong enough to be able. Ooh, the Zombie World.
That's exactly what he needed to do. Because that is the problem card. I was surprised he didn't get rid of it sooner.
All right, so he's choosing 2 Jacobolin again. Telling him exactly what card he wants.
And he changed the skeleton to it so that he can summon whatever he targeted instead.
Yep. And looks like they're going to call Judge. Let's just take this moment to bring up the card text of the Jacobolin for us.
Activate Nightmare Unicorn, target this. He changed Jacobolin, targets Dingirsu. I changed Skeleton to target Dingirsu, and you target with this. Does this still get banished at the end phase?
No, it doesn't get banished.
Oh, so he's questioning if it will get banished from any phase, and I believe the answer is no, as Jacobolin didn't special summon the monster. It's actually Skeleton that's special summoning it, so it wouldn't banish during the end phase.
Yeah, the cost is target at special summoning, but banishing when it leaves the end phase is all the Jacobolin's effect, and that looks like what Judge Jimmy is ruling on that.
He wants to know if Jacobolin would banish himself, and he unfortunately doesn't.
You know, it's interesting because we are seeing 2 decks that have been hurt fairly a fair amount on with this last couple of ban lists. Obviously, we have the Orcus player in Brett who has his Harp Horror being completely removed from the deck, and then we have Miguel who's had the Omega stolen from deck.
Ash.
Ooh, Miguel held the Ash for the last possible return. But it's nice to see that these type of decks are still surviving in the meta. Miguel's going to take 22 from that Unicorn, dropping to 2550.
Correct.
It's incredible. We have 15 minutes or so left in the round, and these both players are still in game one. Side decks looks like they are going to be proving very crucial for either the...
So just to recap the last turn, Miguel dropped down to 2550.
Rivalry of the Warlords.
Only one type of each.
Not one type each, you can only control one type.
You can only control one type. This should still be Miguel's game if he keeps or Brett's game. He's keeping the Dingirsu going for game. Such an unfortunate top deck. There we go, the pumping of the Nightmare.
Pump it up by 800.
By 800, and that should be the game.
All right, so
Game one goes to Brett. 14 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock as these duelists decide to start siding. Let's take a look at their sides to see what can prove crucial in them.
So on this side, Miguel has things like Frame Gamma, which could be useful if you go second. One evenly match, two DD Crow, and he has three Silent Judgment if he does decide to go first. Also, he has a pair of Paleozoic Dynamiscus, which is definitely a nice card.
Dynamiscus is one of my favorite cards this format.
Yes, so strong.
It's having to target a face-up card, and oh, there goes Keo saying hi in the background. What's up, Keo? On the side of Brett here, we have the Nibiru, which might not see any play. Dark Ruler, no more, definitely if he thinks he's going second. Twin Twister is a definite must in this matchup, as well as the Anti-Spell Fragrance. The D barrier will not be seeing much play for me, but he is on two evenly matched, which could be crucial.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm Miguel, you definitely want to go first. Try to set up your
Try to set
Doom
up the
King,
whole Doom King, Warrior, not Warrior,
Zombie World,
Rivalry,
Rivalry.
Zombie World lock. Not giving Brett almost no options to do anything. But then again, you have to draw your side.
That's always the issue, isn't it? Drawing those cards you need. And looking at his list, I don't see too much in the way of draw power to make that happen. He does have the Vampire Sucker to draw one card, but definitely not enough to really improve his odds of seeing those side dead cards when he needs them. Whereas Brett, he has those three copies of Popper up in his deck, so he can definitely thin out his deck and combo off, and at the end try to draw into those key pieces that he'll need.
So we also were talking about interviewing duelists in between rounds if we had enough time, but looks like this one's definitely going to run into the time.
Yes, most definitely.
From what I see, that Brett cited out, I think he cited out one of his Pot of Desires, one of the World ones, just hitting a little bit of consistency in the deck to be able to get his whole side plan in there. These duelists are playing way over 40 cards on both sides as well. Brett playing a total of 48. Miguel on that young 42, I believe.
Yes, 42 for Miguel. I don't know about how I feel about Brett siding out his World Wand, because that World Wand, draw off the World Wand, special summon twice, it kind of got him there. So,
yeah. I mean, shit. If one thing we can't say about Brett's deck is consistency, and we see him opening up the World Wand all over again, but I do see a Ruler No More and a Droll. But Miguel opened one of the strongest cards in his deck, the Zombie World.
And nothing in his hand says anything about this.
See, the big problem, though, with all of Miguel's plays is that the Balrog is going to attempt to special summon itself
in standby
phase. But then the Ruler No More is going to give him the good old slap. One card set. And if it's the Rivalry, Miguel might still have it. Ooh. There's no valid target for that spell card. And all right, Miguel, flip up the Rivalry. Oh, we have a game in our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know that I would have flipped it up just then.
Doesn't matter on this one, just because it's already a zombie on field, so he can't even attempt to special anything. There's no real big cards that would special summon monsters in the Orcus match, and the fact that the scrap is not an Orcus card itself is also limiting him. He can't even attempt to summon the Gizmic in graveyard.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so suppose he just went and got. I would rather see what he dumps first, because if he went and dumped Gizmic and then sure, activate Gizmic, banish 8 cards, and flip up Rivalry. Gizmic's not coming out, and you just banish 8 cards for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, or the other play would have been send the Orcus Nightmare to send the World Wand to summon itself. Just leave both of those cards banished. But Miguel's still in the more dominant position. I do see Droll and Lockbird in Brett's deck. Is that something Hugh's meaning, or?
So as far as Droll is concerned, for Brett, he is maining those 3 copies, and I take it he didn't side them out.
Yeah, that's one card I would have sided out against the zombie matchup. They don't add too many cards to their hand. Most of their effects allowed them to place the cards on the field, which is what makes the zombie matchup really dangerous.
Now, while earlier Brett had someone praising, hoping that he came out on top, it looks like now we have Relicla saying that, and I quote, "Brett is trash, to be honest. Here to watch him get scooped up." So
I'm sure there's a lot of love going around the chat. Oh, and on the attack, he has the Fräulein in hand. This is Miguel's game 2 to control. Brett must now choose to redeclare, and no matter what he declares, the Fräulein is live.
nope, he's choosing to not redeclare at all.
I do believe he set the call by the grave and pass, but Miguel should have the knowledge
That he has it because of that misstep earlier. Yes, Crash. We were checking the list, and the Drolls were in the main, and
Oh, and he had the Mizuki as well in
so
hand.
here's the Vampire Sucker. Activate Mizuki effect. Now, are you gonna waste your call buy on this?
Honestly, if I was in Brett's position, I would keep the call bright just in case that he would link off the Doom King.
He said
But
it's fine.
he's letting it rock. And here's the problem now. Since there was nothing chained to it, he is going to be able to banish it. And the Gizmic cannot attempt to activate since he does control a zombie, and Gizmic is a machine.
But Gizmic is a zombie. Zombie World makes everything on field and graveyard zombies. If I'm not mistaken. Let's pull up Zombie World.
I'm confused as to why the card got banished now.
He chained DD Crow.
Oh, DD Crow. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So it looks like he's swinging with the Doom King into the Scrap Recycler, who I believe is 13.
I believe Scrap Strike is it 13? I could have sworn it was 900. Let's take a look.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, Scrap Recycle is 900 attack.
So he took 19 from that, unless the and the Vampire Sucker Link Haribo combo, unless he paid any life points, but I didn't see any indication to that. And then he's using the effect.
Yes, Spectre. I said it, that Gizmic is a zombie in the graveyard. Yeah, so Brett is going ahead to try to scoop it up really fast to try to hopefully get some damage in game 3 and take the win.
Duelists are going into siding of game 3 with 6 minutes, a little bit under 6 minutes to
Deal
go.
Fool Gaming, you said it's probably a draw, but seeing that Brett tried to scoop up fast, there is enough time to get into game 3, and as long as someone can get damage, we'll have a winner on our hands.
I mean, I know none of these players are playing it, but come on, guys, Cowboy for game. We actually did have one of the previous matches, I believe, in round 1 end with a Cowboy for game situation.
Wow.
So it's actually interesting that you still see some of the old techs being played because of the new mechanics.
Yeah, I did see one player who's playing Dinos. He's playing the train to use as I can't remember the name of the train off the top of my head.
The
Mega Rail
the
Cannon?
rank 10
Yes,
swing with double Tyranno overlay game.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Brett's dearly trying to pick up the pace,
Yeah,
picking up Miguel's cards for him. He must definitely think that he can put on some damage. The Orca strategy doesn't take a lot to play, so let's see if either of these duelists slow down to try to run the clock a little bit.
Delphi Gaming definitely a big brain to try to rush into the final game and try to declare a winner, because it's round 4 right now. There's only one round left before top 8, so these players want to win this round to basically guarantee their spot in top 8. Well, Brett more so because he's undefeated, but Miguel, he needs this win. So
interesting enough, though, Miguel can still top with with the 2 losses all to his name. but it would just be down to his pairings. If he does lose versus Brett here, he will want Brett to win his final match.
Yes.
But good luck to both these duelists as they open up.
And
Oh,
Brett's
oh.
first with Allure. It's apparently Brett is definitely trying to go fast. I don't even know if he got the okay.
Ooh, and
That is the
having to manage the Gizmic is rough.
Cycler.
Scrapper, Cycler, and it looks like Miguel drew no hand
Yeah,
traps
Miguel was just
for
looking
it.
down at his hand like, okay, well. Ooh. So Miguel did have a hand trap, which was the crow, but Brett had the call by the grave for it. Ooh, and the gamma.
Ooh, Gamma coming in crucial here.
Gamma. Oh, but he had the driver in hand. And Brett had the foolish burial. Go ahead and dump the Wonder Wand. Looks like Brett had the answers he needed this time.
See, Brett's definitely trying to pick up his pace and
Yeah.
play at a very consistent flow.
What's that?
That's definitely a trap card in Brett's deck.
No, I know he only plays 2 crescendo on the main, but what's on the side?
He's siding D-barriers and anti-spells, as well as the evenly match. I doubt he would be playing the evenly matched.
Or D barrier.
It might be the anti-spell or the crescendo.
That he has
I
in
see
hand.
one crescendo in his deck, and it because of the darker tone of the art of the card, I'm going to say that it is the former mentioned anti-spell.
It is the anti spell. He's like, I do not want to see another zombie world. Now your monsters get banished.
Yep.
If he ends his turn. Okay, so he does make the Dingirsu.
Dingirsu
Put
getting back the Gizmic in there. And on unfazed, Miguel is forced to banish the Gamma. And there we go, seeing the anti-spell.
Now the thing is, if Miguel can deal with this Dingirsu, then he can power through because his crescendo is not live at the moment.
Yeah. Ooh, and the Solitaire might be a good way to do it. Seeing as Brett didn't end with his field spell either. And the one card in hand. Now, Brett does play the Ash Blossom as a way to stop it, but did he draw it is the question. And Brett just waving his opponent to hurry up. He knows that time is going to be crucial. We do have a little bit over a minute left on the time clock. And Masuki.
Crash says Brett better calm down before he misplays, and that is true. You try to rush through plays, trying to get something going, and you end up missing something, or doing an accidental activation or targeting the wrong card because you're trying to go so fast. And I feel like Miguel knows he can't deal with this, so he's just gonna try to make plays. But he's synchroing right now, so let's see what he's going into.
To the Omega.
Omega. Doesn't do anything for him, and all he needs is a way to get damage. And what else does he play any other singles that he could have made?
As far as synchros, he does play a couple of them. One of them being the new Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon, but that's a level 7 monster. He has the Omega, and that's it.
That's timing around, and Brett is shaking his head.
Time around. Unfortunately, this duel did end in a draw for both duelists.
Delphi Gaming, you were correct. It is a draw. Brett tried to power through and make it to where he can try to win the game, but unfortunately, Miguel knew there was nothing he could do most likely, and so he just tried to make the plays to get that draw. So a draw is better than a loss.
Yep, and looks like we unfortunately gave these duelists the curse of the stream per se. Both being quote-unquote undefeated, with Miguel's only loss coming to the round 1 bye he had to take.
Definitely.
Now, we are going to try to get Table 1 for you guys again on the stream. We've been trying to avoid players being repeat on the stream. At this point in time, but we want to show you the best of the best when it comes to this right now.
Yeah. So, yeah. Blackamus Prime says good job to Miguel. Yeah, good job. Not taking the loss and
Yeah, I mean, Miguel is definitely playing a good, strong deck in the zombies. Definitely shuts down a lot of decks, mine included. I can't go into my main link monster when that zombie world is active. I need 2 different types and attributes. Zombies are all 1 type though. Um,
yeah.
Definitely one of the stronger anti-meta choices in my opinion for this format.
Blackamus Prime says not slow play smart, and that is correct. He didn't slow play. He didn't try to sit and look through all his cards for a very long time, thinking of a play. No, he took a nice decent pace, made plays. Even though those plays weren't amounting to him winning the game, they were plays nonetheless, and it resulted in him getting a draw and now having a better chance to top as long as he wins this next round.
But if anything, all the duels that we have shown on stream do show one thing for our duelists is that you do need to know when it's the appropriate time to scoop up and go to the next game.
Exactly.
Keep an eye on the clock as you go, guys. But let's take a short break. We'll be back with you with round 5 of 5, and then we'll cut into Top Cut after that. See you soon, guys.
Peace.